Hello and welcome back to the third rail. A couple of weeks ago we had a look at a recent arrival, this little ÖBB class 1020. It's an XE94 of the Deutsche Reichsbahn, also known as a German crocodile. I thought it would be nice to stick with the pre-war German electric theme and get a few Deutsche Bundesbahn models of this era out this week. So I'm going to park the ÖBB train in one of the stations to make some space first. It's a nice consist, isn't it? I like these little tank wagons. Right, let me fast forward. And we've arrived. Okay, let's have a look at what the collection has in store for us this week. I have ranked today's cast by order of entry in service of the prototype. Most of the models represent them in a post-1968 configuration. By that time, the majority of the pre-war machines were on their way out, having been relocated from passenger or freight to shunting duties in yards across the south of Germany mainly. Bar a few exceptions, they were all withdrawn by the end of the 1970s, maybe the early 1980s. We'll start with the oldest. It's a Deutsche Bundesbahn Class 152. It was first introduced in 1924 as a Bavarian EP5 and later reclassed as an E52 by the Deutsche Reichsbahn. What we have on the track here is Märklin model number 3366 from 1983. I usually try to replicate consists based on pictures, but I couldn't find anything I liked, so I decided to go for a composition recommended by Marklin in their catalogue, and I took out a few Umbauwagen. We have a 4080 with the luggage compartment, a 4067, I think it's the first class coach, and a few 4079s. Right, looks quite nice. I'm going to send this train on its way and we'll rail the next victim. And it's a Deutsche Bundesbahn class E191 which entered service in 1925 as a class E91 at the Deutsche Reichsbahn. It is Märklin model number 3629 from 1986. I found this picture to put together a consist and I quite liked it, so I tried to recreate it using a few Märklin 4465 and a 4460 covered freight wagon. I think it looks pretty close. Okay, we'll send this one on its way too. We'll make space for our next victim. So, here is a Deutsche Bundesbahn Class 160. Originally classed as E60 by the Deutsche Reichsbahn. It was built between 1927 and 1934. What we have on the track is Märklin model number 3157 from 1981. There I went for a little picturesque site. I found a picture of a small ballast train, and I replicated it using a Märklin 4410 and a legendary 4635. Short and sweet. Okay, we'll send this one off too. Now we have another shunter. That's an E63, also from the Deutsche Bundesbahn. It was built in the early 1930s. This is from the Märklin 125th anniversary set 2874. It represents the E63 and a few container wagons as they would have looked in the 1960s. You've seen this set before in a few videos, if you've been following the channel. Okay, we'll make space again. Now, we'll leave the southern Germany shunting yards for the main lines. First, we have a class 104 of the Deutsche Bundesbahn. It was introduced as an E04 in 1932. This is Märklin model number 3049. I found this picture as an inspiration with its rake of different types of coaches. And here is what I could find in the collection to try and emulate something like that. We have a 4158 Silberling, a 4139 Express Coach, a 4131 Umbauwagen, a 4145 Express Coach, and finally another 4131 Umbauwagen. I like messy consists. Okay, let's move this one too. Now, our final cast members, a Deutsche Bundesbahn class 194. It's known as the German crocodile. It was introduced as an E94 in 1940 by the Deutsche Reichsbahn. What we have on the track is Märklin model number 3322. And for this logo, I was inspired by this picture featuring a car transport train. I don't have anything Ford in the collection, but I have a few VW Porsche transport wagons, the 4613 with cars. And we have empty versions of the same wagons, the 4612s. And I've put a 4633 between the loaded and empty cars to try and emulate the consist. Okay, I think it looks the part. Right, we'll send this one on its way. I've gone on for too long again, so it's time to hand over to the train. Before I do this, as I was testing the full contingent on the automated layout, the 3629 started to misbehave. So unfortunately there was no quick fix. I think the decoder is on its way out. So it will remain stationary for the rest of the video, which is a shame. I also had to change the 3157 in the sense of direction because it couldn't cope with the turnouts. Okay, these things happen. Right, enough talking. It's time to hand over to the train now. I hope you enjoy watching everything else moving for the next few minutes.